Hello, good morning students. In this session, we will take the structure of advanced Java programming and why to learn this course and what are the course outcomes when we finish this subject. So first one, why to learn this course? What is the aim of this subject? Develop web and standalone applications using advanced Java concept. Now here clearly mentioned, by using advanced Java programming subject we can develop two types of application. The first one is a web and second one is a standalone. Means what? After completion of this subject you should be in the position to develop a web application as well as standalone application. Now, what is the meaning of web application and standalone applications? We will take one example. What is a standalone application? We can see here is a calculator. Now this calculator is nothing but it is an application, and this application is available with the system. That's why it is called as a standalone application. This application is available with a standalone computer system. That's why it is called as a standalone application. Second thing, what is the meaning of web application? So we will see here what is the meaning of web application. I have opened here onlinesbi.com. Now this is the banking transaction system for SBI. This website is nothing but it is called as a web application where you can perform your transactions, you can deposit your money, you can withdraw your money. So that structure is available with this application. That's why it is called as a web application. Now you clearly understood what is the competency, why to learn this course, why to learn this course to develop web application and standalone applications. Second thing, what are the course outcomes of this subject? The first course outcome is nothing but develop programs using GUI framework, that is AWT and Swing. So our first chapter deals with AWT and Swing, that is called as a GUI framework. Now GUI framework means what? Where you can see the user interface in front of you. For example, in case of calculator, you can see here these are the buttons. These buttons may belongs to AWT or Swing. So you can develop programs using AWT and Swing GUI framework. That is the first outcome. Means what? After completion of your first chapter, you will be in a position to develop a program using AWT and Swing. Second outcome is handle events of AWT and Swing. Means what? Here you can see I have opened here one calculator. This calculator contains buttons, text field. This is a menu, this second menu, third menu. Okay. Now when I click on a 9, that is a 9, this is a button. When I click on this 9 button, it is displayed in this text box. So that click is event. When you click this 9 button, it will be displayed in the text field. When you click plus symbol, when you click 23, that 99 plus 23 is displayed in the text field. Now when you click on the equal to sign, it will make the addition and the result will be displayed in the text field. Means what? When I click on this button, that is called as an event. So what our course outcome? Second one is a handle events of AWT and Swing. Third one, develop programs to handle events in a Java programming. Same, you can handle different events in the Java programming language. So you should be in a position to develop event handling programs. Develop Java programs using networking concept. Now in this chapter we will learn how to develop program using networking concepts. Networking concepts means different protocols, different URL, fetching data from different URL, sending data towards URL, identifying IP address of the computer system, sending data from one node to another node, one system to another system by using TCP and UDP protocols. For example, we can develop a program for chatting between two systems. So that is called as a networking concept. Such kind of programs will be developed in fourth chapter, and that is called as a developing Java programs using networking concepts. So at last, in fourth chapter, after completion of fourth chapter, you will be in a position to develop Java programs by using different networking concepts. Now fifth course outcome is developing programs using database. That chapter, the database chapter, contains different packages. By using that packages we can design a Java program for performing different database operations like insert, delete, update by using Java concepts. So at last, in fifth chapter, you will be in a position to develop database programs. Sixth chapter, the outcome of sixth chapter is to develop programs using servlet. After completion of this sixth chapter, students will be able to develop programs by using servlet concepts. Now in brief, I will tell you what is the meaning of servlet, or what kind of application comes under servlet programming. For example, if we take onlinesbi.com, which is a banking site where user can log in by using user credentials, username and password, and when user clicks submit button, at that time the username and password will be sent towards a server. Now server is located at a different place. Before sending request to the server, that request will be accepted by the servlet which is available at the remote location, and that servlet will fetch username and password that user has entered, and now servlet will process the data and will be sent towards the server. Means what? Servlet will process that data, and processed data result will be sent back to the client machine. So means what exactly? The servlet concepts are nothing but it is a web application. In a simple, we can call it as a web application. So these are the total 6 course outcomes that we can learn with the chapters, chapter by chapter. After completion of every chapter, you will able to achieve this kind of course outcome, and which is expected from the student side. Now while learning advanced Java programming language, we are having a teaching scheme. Now teaching scheme, in this slide you can see we are having 3 lectures per week, 1 tutorial, and 2 hours of a practical for each batch. Next column, it indicates a theory, and second one is a practical. Now your theory exam, advanced Java programming theory exam, is of type online examination, where you will ask multiple choice questions, and the maximum marks for theory subject is 70, and the duration of paper is 90 minutes. Total marks are 70. You should take at least 28 marks for that is the passing criteria. Then you can see here is a PA. Now PA means what? Progressive assessment. That is, we can see you have to perform, or you have to make a micro project in this subject. Again, 2 class tests are available, so that marks comes under this head, that is a theory PA. So maximum marks are 30 and minimum is 0, so that becomes a total marks of 100, and minimum passing criteria is what? 40. And same for practical, you will have a practical examination, that is the external practical examination of 25 marks, and minimum passing criteria is what? 10 marks. And you will have to submit your progressive assessment, that is the manual or file, which has 15 or 16 practical list, and that is called as a term work. That term work contains total marks of 25, and you should be passing criteria is what? Minimum 10 marks. So total practical marks are 50, the minimum passing criteria is what? 20 marks. So in this way, the AGP subject carries total 150 marks. So this is overall a teaching scheme of Advanced Java Programming Language. Thank you.